Welcome back, everyone, to Tales of Maj'Eyal. I am Dr. East, and I was thinking about it, and I realized there's an additional reason not to use Strength, as opposed to Dexterity as my primary defensive stat, and that is that I have two potential anomalous spells between Breach and Invigorate that I want to make use of, and the fatigue from heavy armor can interfere with the use of such chronomancy spells. So I'm going to back up with Strength and start raising Dexterity instead. I don't regret the Strength that I spent because it's still physical power, which I'm still going to make use of, and I still need the heavy armor training, so I didn't waste any generics. Let's see. I do need more light radius, and I need the ability to cleanse debuffs, so I'm going to take a couple points of Chant Adept. And we'll grab that on the way to Bone Shield. Good, hey, we can still make use of it. I have done Hidden Treasure and Agent of the Arena, so we're done with those. At this point, I've got a whole bunch of weapons open to me. If I'm conservative, I can go about just clearing out all of the Tier 1 dungeons. If I'm a little less conservative, which I'm going to be, because I just noted I've made some mistakes between Star Fury and the strength boosts to this character, so I don't really mind if I have to die and restart. You might mind, I don't. And I probably won't restart as a Cornac, because that's my habit is usually to do Cornac first, because the bonus generics class and category point let me explore the shape of a weekly adventurer, and then eliminate some stuff when I go for a race that actually can synergize with the week's adventurer. And of course, this one's a little bit broken, so it may not matter at all ever. Am I not doing sound? Have I not been doing sound this whole time? I have not. It's a little loud, actually. I don't know if it's loud to you, but it's loud to me. The music in this game is awesome. It also will interrupt me if I try to actually let's play. Ooh, that's a lot of him to restore. I do have fast resting on. I'm not sure why it takes so long. Maybe the settings are off. I'll go fix that later. Huh. Blindness infusions usually cleanse the debuff that the Sun Infusion gave you, instead of the blindness that you want to cleanse. I was lucky that time. It's a 50-50 chance. In practice, Weapon of Light acts like a particularly potent, whatever the reroll one is that does Blight and heals you, except it extends shield instead of healing. Ooh, that is quite nice. I will make full use of that, thank you. Heal. Ow. Oh. You are not a friendly fellow. You are a saw butcher. Yeah, that long wait on Vim recovery. That's not what I was hoping for. Save that amulet, get rid of this one, because with that and the cutting from this I have enough for the unerring scalpel when I get a short staff and can actually make use of it. Of course, going dual wielding means I can't make use of Crusader, which actually has some nice crit boosting. So it's a little of a toss-up there, which is the stronger build. But since I still have, Sanguisuge to get life tap in, and I'm probably not going to get to another category point before I defeat the Master, and I might not even be playing this hero by the time I get there, it's a little less of a problem. So we don't want to use Crusader because we're planning on dual wielding. We don't want circles. Do we? I've never actually read what all of these do. Positive energy recovery. Yeah. Defense, not bad. Protects me from silence and silences everyone else. Well, that can be useful. Slows incoming projectiles, pushes people away. Don't really like that. So we've got a Vim to go for Dark Portal and be able to teleport around. Sanguisuge for life tap, just get a big damage boost. Blood, not terrible. Rot, very defensive. We don't have a whole lot of defensive class point spenders. Also has a teleport. Not as accurate, but can be fun. I don't do blight damage by default. I don't want either of these. Don't want anything from here. Go ahead and grab that so I can start cleansing debuffs. Oh, correction, I grabbed that so I don't have any fatigue. Go ahead and do Rot. That leaves us 2 points to dump the Manifold. But you want to get to level 4 so it can extend its range. You may notice that our damage is skyrocketing as we increase our magic. There's a reason for that. Well, I mean, Manifold also helped that time around. But the fact that we're increasing our accuracy isn't bad. Reverse Fury is kind of useless to us. Yeah, I'll take a little Dex and HP and defense and physical save. It's a really nice belt. I don't usually get good belts. Stings touch. Rot's already paying off pretty well. I didn't realize that it would work through a shield. Yeah, taking damage, including damage to shields. But we're still going to put Weapon Manifold up to range 2 before we start pumping points into that full time. And now we're going to grab the debuff cleanser. It's a bit of a shame because the most common debuff is physical, which is the only one we happen to have an infusion for at the moment. But in order to cleanse a debuff with swapping things around, we have to not be currently using the one that cleanses it, but the best one is physical. It's the armor, hardiness, and physical damage resistance and physical save and armor one. And we kind of like armor hardiness because we're light armor users at this point. And we're with that and from the amazing defensive posture. So, yeah. Still, being able to cleanse a magic or mental debuff is worth a generic point. And Vim recovery, it's there. 1 second. Oh, I forget that that's in key bindings. Game options. I think they put it in game options. Maybe it's not loaded currently. I'll jump in after this session, see if I can get that activated so I get a quick rest. Oof. Oh, let's cleanse poison. 50-50 shot at the... Nope, did not cleanse the stun. That's a tough one. question is, what do we do now? Stall. Stalling is always good. Heh! And we popped out a carrion worm for them to deal with while they hit our shield. Yeah, Rot actually is working out a lot better than I thought it would for this build. Yeah, heal me. Cleanse the poison, another heal. And a long wait because we bone grabbed. Yeah, light +5. That alone makes it worth it. Good defense, a little bit HP, a little bit resist, and some fire resist penetration, which, you know, we don't do fire so much, but we do have the martyr aura thing. That's some fire. Of course, since we're not going strength, Buffet of Light is much less useful as a ranged option. Well, we do have Bone Grab still, so, you know. And of course, Weapon of Light is great because procs. It's a tough call, really. I mean, we only have a couple of anomaly-causing paradox. Abilities, and then neither of them are necessarily vital. Invigorate's always wonderful, but it's not... I mean, all it does is lower cooldowns and give me a little heal. And Breach, again, wonderful, but not vital, especially if I end up not going with a stun. It does also do the resistance. So I forget what those are. I don't think they include a stun. No, it does. Stun, blind, confuse, or pin, as well as losing resistance and slowing for the other effects. So Breach really is kind of worth it. And accuracy is, of course, wonderful with our build. So, oh yeah, hey, I've got a staff for you. And dexterity also has crit reduction, which makes it... There's nothing wrong with the dexterity defense build. There used to be. Defense was too janky to make it ever worth really going for if you didn't have some other effect to enhance your survivability. Now it's actually kind of worthwhile. Because you don't have to worry about getting crit by a spell while you're doing it. Of course, it used to be in a separate tree than combat. Okay, I cannot see the thing that is guarding this chest, and it is a tempest with a lightning storm around it. This could be the end. Oh, it's right there. Last one I check, of course. So we'll do that. Now, if he hurricanes us, we can cleanse. Oops. We don't have any of these up. Actually, gonna leave them down for a second. Until he hits us with some kind of debuff that we can use. Or until we just kill him. Alright. Little lightning resist, little cold resist, little armor. Actually pretty decent, but heavy. We just talked about how we don't want that. That's strictly better than what we got. Resilient hit points are always worth it. That should always be your primary consideration to start with. It's not the only consideration, but if you don't have a pressing reason not to take something that gives you more hit points, then why? Yeah. Ooh, but speaking of boosts that we want, dexterity is even better for us. Oh, what are we going to do here? We got all sorts of good stuff. We have light and fire, so we have light damage, but not enough of it to really want to spend generics. We definitely want Bone Shield. And My general rule is accuracy should always come first when you've got a melee character, unless they're like a Mind Star user, in which case you never take accuracy. Because Mind Stars, in case you didn't know, get their accuracy from willpower, which is their primary damage stat too. So you'll probably have enough accuracy, and more doesn't help you because they're the only weapon without an accuracy power if you have more accuracy than you need. There's the Ash Star Staff of Might versus a potent Ash Star Staff of Might. Because we're using so many different damage types, potent isn't as good as it would be for someone else. But Earthen gives armor and hardiness. Not a lot, but in this case, but some. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. Go ahead and do that again. Alright, Phase Door I hate. And none of that is great. But even if I hate it, I've currently got a bunch of open slots. So it's kind of a teleport. And then regeneration. Since, you know, better than the one we had anyway. More filler than anything. No short staff yet. They're kind of uncommon. Curious. Alright, just strength index. I wondered if it had cunning index. You get that out of lethality, but some daggers also have a cunning requirement. Gale Zephyr. I have speed, right? Yeah. I am confused. Is this the one that... Yep. Here's a mental effect. There we go. Stunned. Get rid of that. Physical crit. Physical power. Resist penetration I'm not going to be using. Penetration. Chance to daze. Still like the move speed best. Temporal Warden. I do time damage tube. Magic, good. Max mana, physical save. Bunch of decent stuff actually. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of you. We don't need strength for anything anymore. Save the dexterity hat in case we need to boost dexterity for armor. Shields for everyone. But only mine really matters. Fortune. Luck. Luck. Crits. Yeah, physical save still sort of beats it. I know a monster that likes to summon reinforcements. On contemplation, I think I overreacted to the paradox fatigue problem. I don't get a lot out of paradox being high, I don't think. Spell power. Spell power. Only the life regeneration though, which we care about less. This one doesn't say anything about what it scales off of. And breach chance. Yeah, we don't use spell power or paradox for much, so we can actually set it as low as we like. Which means that the fatigue getting added to it doesn't really hurt us much. Whereas strength gives us range on our weapon attacks, which for our build is just amazing. But it's not a huge difference, because we like to just suck things in anyway. And who knows, we might find an amazing dagger we want to use. There's several good daggers for builds like this. I'm surprised I haven't found a shield rune yet. It's kind of useful. Even a range 4 weapon of light's kind of useful. Let's clear the mental debuff. Let's clear the magic debuff. Yeah. Gotta clear everything when you're dealing with a corruptor type. More corruptor. Well, this time we're going to take a risk that we won't get dazed again in the next turn. Just kill him and wait it out. Let's see what he's dropping. I've got 30 life. He's got 1 dex, 2 magic, 2 will, 4 constitution, which is 20 life. So physical crit and crit molten, physical save. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do that. At least carry that around. Wait, Arcane. Or mind. That was the opposite of what we wanted you to do. Unfortunately, I always have options. There's a main hand to use. But the one we don't particularly want. 40 HP, but light radius is one of those things that is worth passing up HP on sometimes. Still, I have enough from other sources. A lot more common than it used to be. Ooh, 20% physical resist penetration. Ooh. If I run into something with massive physical resist, I'll throw that on. Not that I need to worry, I don't think. Manifold does do a bit of physical damage. A beautiful Rod of Annulment, which I'll forget to use, as always. Nothing else I'm caring about. More Bone Shield. Dexterity. As I'll have a catch-all for cleansing myself with debuffs. It's super useful, even if it takes a turn to cast it. Still gives a lot of flexibility. And that's all the time we have for I think I've only got one of these left. I'll go ahead and crash through scintillating caves. Come on down. Oh, this is the big version. Get back here and think about what you did. I do light damage, but not a ton of it. I do keep Summertide Pal around though, just in case I need to clear up darkness left behind by a teleporting demon. Oh, come on, you were that. I moved and you were still out of range. Stupid diagonals. Important thing to remember about Tome is that the experience has a drop-off, so it's not really worth it unless you need money to clear out all the floors of all of these Tier 1 dungeons, because you'll be the same level at the end of it. And we don't need money because we got all our trees for free. That's a whole lot of wonderful stuff. As in, we did 50 to get this staff mastery. Alright, well that should have been all the bosses from Tier 1 dungeons cleared. We're gonna go hunting for thieves and geeks next time. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you later.